Yo, how's it going, everyone? Welcome again to the GODS Pro Scrims. I am your host for tonight, Professor Tarzan. How is everyone doing? Let's go through the teams we have for tonight in the order of the team slots. Team 5, we have 007 Kings. Team 6, Unicorns of Love. Team 7, PMCO Esports. Team 8, we have Arab Madness. Team 9, we have Swat 69. Team 10, Superpower. Team 11, we have GODS Ultimate. Team 12, HotLine. Team 13, we have Good Game. Team 14, we have Sudor Esports. Team 15 is LMV. Team 16, we have MaybeHQ. Team 17, Accelerate. Team 18, we have So Killers. Team 19, we have BloodFactor. Team 20, NFxUnique. Team 21, Flare Rox Machines. Last but not least, we have Team 22, the Noobs Calling. This is a professionally observed scrim, so I have no control over the camera, so this is just the live feed given to me. We are on a 5-minute delay, so we'll be back. I'll take a very short break and I'll be with you when we get into lobby. So bear with me and don't blink, don't look away. Hey, and there we have it. Finally, the match one starting right now. The first map being Erangel. Let's have a look at that playing path when it's out. And I will, of course, get used to these teams as we go. This playing path going from that southwestern coast next to Quarry, all the way through Pachinki Mansion, just off to that north part of Lipovka, and that will be the playing path of game one. Pretty center, if you do ask me. Teams can opt in to get to Georgiapol if they want to. They can head towards the military base island. They can reach it, grab a car, and loot up if that's their favorite location. For all the parts to the northern side as well, Zaki, Zaverny, Kameshki, some of them reachable. Otherwise, just grab a car and go. It's part of the knowledge of the map, part of what we need to know as that PUBG Mobile player, as we have the GODS landing on that southwestern coast LMV in Primorsk. Quite a few teams heading towards Georgiapol area as well. We have Unicorns of Love hovering around the Gatka area, 007 Kings around that, what I call the coast compound, as we have the first circle. Holy crap, what the heck is that? 50% water circle in our first circle of the game. The main bit being military base itself. Teams will want to make this quick rotation into it. With XX in Yasnaya, and just teams dropping to different locations as we see the start of Accelerate and MaybeHQ. It's Team 16, so let's find out. I'm just going to comment according to the clan tag as well. So SDR with the opening knock, already taken one of Accelerate out. That is Pikachu losing his life. Actions going everywhere. We also have Good Game having some early issues. Arab Madness with the knock as well. Currently 64 players still in here. 17 teams. Let me know if everything's sounding okay, guys. I can tune up the volume if you want me to. And yeah, like always, technical issues, whatever, just bring it up and I'll try to adjust it. Seems like everything's looking smooth so far. Here in Lipovka, the standoff will continue between Accelerate and SDR. Accelerate, of course, losing Pikachu early. Is Pikachu like guy or girl? Should I say his or her? No, the actual character, I mean, not the player. I would just guess it's a him. Yeah, I'm not sure. And yes, they did say game volume up a little bit, and I will do that right now. It can disrupt just a little bit the screen, but I will just do that for you guys right now. Just gonna bring that up a little bit. There. Hopefully that's good enough. Let me know whether it's good. Thank you for your feedback. Right. With that technical bit sorted out, thank you, Azam. Rexa in the chat to help me. Another knock goes through, and that's how Accelerate is feeling the pressure right now. The second knock comes through onto them. That's how SDI is not even a full team. It's a trio rocking and just taking down Duncan, the off-angle player right there. Down to 2. It will be a 2-3-3. A bit too far to get picked up. Tarzan is the proper name. Now I learn, and I will pick up these names of the players as I go. This standoff needs to be wrapped up soon, though. It's also a challenge for these teams to not just drop and look at the parachutes, but also the car spawns around it. Of course, I would just guess they've dropped here again and again, being very experienced. That's why they can win these hot drops. They need to make that rotation soon, though. They are almost 1,500 meters from the phase 1 circle. 22 seconds to go. They will need to wrap this up quick, as we see Tarzan there down to only 20% HP, slowly bleeding out. And that is a return knock by Lynx, trying to make this work. The side of Lost, trying to stop this revive drop coming through. But Lynx just clutched it, and now Tarzan is back up. This will be that 3v3, and that is them almost taking that track, and Tarzan didn't even have enough time to recuperate. But that is the side angle coming in from PMCO, stopping track to support. Another knock coming through. I think the flush will come through very soon as well. Do bear in mind SDR is playing as a trio, so that's one player gone. Another one knocked right now, so one against the trio of Accelerate. PMCO's been holding side angles, trying to stop the support from coming in, but that's how SDR actually able to come in to help Lost out, and Lost will find his purpose in the game again. That is going to be a 2v3. Like I said, the blue zone is now ticking in. We are almost 7 minutes into the game. We just give an eye on the top right there. BloodFactor having some trouble, as well as we saw on that kill feed. Wonder where all these fights are happening. Lost using that bit of broken wall there. That is the side angle coming in. Information passed over from PMCO onto Lix. That is Lost down on his knees again the second time. And that is Accelerate taking care of SDR, placing them out of the first game's lobby. Back to lobby they go, as they went down at 17th position. Rox here actually filling the Team 11 slot. We saw them on that kill feed against the side of BF. Very close to them, we have Arab Madness as well. I guess the team slot and the numbers I've gotten may have confused me a little bit, so I'm just gonna go with the clan tags, and that is BF taking that one kill early. Albin got not will need to get picked up. Side of AM still trying to surround this. The off angle on that high hill, as we saw on the top for Team 7, got lasered down a little bit now with the heal, and that is Riyadh coming in, continuing this pressure onto BF. Also around them is Team 11, as we saw. A three-way fight over here, close to Novo. These teams making the early rotation, didn't want to be outside of the circle any longer. This three-way fight, maybe Team 11. Rox easy with the high ground, maybe the advantage that they need to capitalize on this three-way fight. Demo with the return. That is seems like under quite a lot of pressure. AM is now getting pushed. BM sends in Hero from the side, going down to 30% HP, but not taken down yet. Just healing up with no first aids though. The off angle may not work. The flanks coming through, using that UAV as cover. The cover fire comes in as he peeks out again with the AKM, and that will be one down for AM. BF will have that pickup. Red Devil coming in to support the very low health hero. But the side of Tamo's trying to take up business by himself. He's just running in, and that is them making it work, clearing out AM. AM with 2 kills, but went down at 16th position. And this may just get more and more congested because another team is coming in. That is MaybeHQ there. That should be maybe, yeah, that's MaybeHQ, not the team list that I got, so maybe I just need to adjust it later on. Is those teams is just the order, I think, as we have 40 supporting MaybeHQ in the chat. MaybeHQ up, he says. Or she, I'm so sorry if I got your gender wrong. As they control this junction compound with enough sight lines onto the teams that were fighting to the eastern side, as well as the control over and sight lines over the eastern bridge. And now that phase 2 circle has popped, let's see if we can find that minimap there and see how it shifted. Wonder if those teams have made those rotation into the first one even, and that is Team 14 Unique having some pressure from the side of Team 18. Team 18 is well, I need to find out their names now because my list is not as accurate, so I'll pick that up. But this one I know is Unicorns of Love, trying to make it hard for NFxUnique here under this western bridge. Terry is still using that car as cover, but he has gone down. The second knock comes through. This is Unicorn of Love sending in Fresh, coming in with that. Darcia will find a side angle, and that will be them taking out Unique at 15th place. And 40 says, he not she, thank you. You are a gentleman for helping me out in this one. And look at Unicorns of Love here with that bridge control on that western side. Some on the bridge, some with that wide angle, and Bimmy just pink those brilliant loot that they have. The roster for Unicorns of Love tonight is Fresh, Ked, Savagix, and Bimmy. Ked and Savagix, teammates for quite a while now. We know it from the last season. They were with Polar Ace. Now, interesting phase, right, guys, for these teams to find the perfect roster for this coming 2021 PMCO Spring Split. I'm excited for it. Some teams I'm coaching will be trying their skills as well. So let's see how it turns out, as we have talent from So LMV also putting some work in onto this Erangel map. Bimmy trying to scout, taking a little bit of position, receiving some shots, I believe, from the high ground from behind. And the eastern side, not just what the teams that we saw earlier, the sort of good game, I believe, is also in this area for control. And Unicorns of Love are not done. That is them fighting at the bottom of the bridge, seems like. Ked has an opening knock, but Fresh gets return knocked. And let's bring our cameras over to this eastern bridge. Still on the side of the main island is SX with a bit of a scout to make sure it's all good. That was Superpower on the other side, fighting Unicorns of Love. So let's see if we get to see more of that action. I think this is superpower, and that is trying to make a CAD just drop down, and we'll just get finished by Pac-Man. Pac-Man using that soft cover with the smoke will be able to live a little bit longer. He's got that first aid in. Savage X with the cover fire trying to punish the player in that smoke that is getting fresh. Losing their lives, still 14 other teams in this lobby. 14 teams, 44 players, and Unicorns is left. Although with a sweet start with 5 kills, they will lose 2 players, now only rocking this duo. They will continue to stop these swimmers. The side of Savage will try to send it in. He's gone down to 10% HP. Superpowers are ready, and there's Pac-Man trying to come up now. And again, the second one that he takes down onto the knees with that MK. The Mark 14, very, very strong gun. And that is us back to this little bit of control onto this side between PMP and BF. BloodFactor also lost one, as we saw earlier. Albin is gone, so just rocking that trio, but they have some momentum going on with them. The 6 team kills that they got early is definitely in their favor. This is actually a control they're trying to claim on the southern side. It's actually out of the circle. Look at that beautiful return rate from BF. That is 2 out of the 3 of PMP knocked right now. No, 2 out of 4, I'm so sorry. So they still got those 2. And now with the molly sending into the smoke, the side of PMP trying to stop this push coming from BF. The clock is ticking, and look at the hip fire trying to go through from Hero. That is them trying to finish more PMP. The other one will be holding strong, but that is Demo alongside the rest of BF. 2 knocked, but they will take the Swat wipe as they have that breathing room to reset as well. The revive will come through. They have 26 seconds to go before covering these 550 meters into the phase 3 circle. Look at all these bridge controls still going on. As it's right here, we'll be trying to fight this around the eastern bridge with MaybeHQ, and that is maybe having another member knocked after losing one earlier. These teams will try to come in from this eastern side of the circle. Kenny and the rest of SX has the upper hand. That is coming from the numbers advantage. Look at that nade just in there, seeing it through the awareness. Damar just waiting to pick up that teammate, only to found him dead. Now just down to 2 players. They need to make out of this. They've got 100 or so meters to cover, and that will be a 3rd knock coming through. SX with the control. Just taking the time to rotate next to them is actually accelerate. They're down to 2 players as they just come in from that western side. Taking the time when this fight is still going on. And SX, of course, with the upper hand. 3 team kills, 4 team right now. Will just prioritize that rotation. The scout has gone in with that anti-clockwise rotation, trying to control that northern coastline of this phase 3 circle. Accelerate 3 up still. I did make that mistake, didn't I? As they come in here, and now they've taken 1 step forward. This is accelerate, rotating around that fight, now punishing SX. Reverse gatekeeping them is the term. 4 team kills for them right now. They have another 200 meters to move, but there's another look at the shift right there. Actually in favor of SX and teams that accelerate on that northeastern edge of the circle. Look at all these teams trying to control the rest of especially the main bits of military base, or need to face the pressure from this hard shift. 007 Kings is now coming in from the southwestern side. GG on that southern edge. A lot of these teams have the experience. The second that the circle pop, they will make that rotation to prioritize that position over just farming kills. And these 2 teams here just stuck on 4-man 1 army, I believe is the name. And the other team being Superpower is just my guess. I'm so sorry if I didn't get it right, and we'll need to update my team list, and so I get all of that correctly, as they both teams trying to get out of this. Even Blue Zone on the western side, they are now 2 steps behind these other teams. Look at the circle already, teams already here. Trying to control this is some standoff between the side of BF alongside Rox and Accelerate on the southeastern edge of this phase 4 circle. BF with a little bit of a trouble as the second one gets knocked after Hero. Nate's flying in right now. Flare Rox Machines. Rox just trying to control this. They've lost one early, but they still have 3 to control this, and that is BF. BloodFactor will feel the BloodFactor in on their body, just giving that satisfaction to the enemy teams instead. But this control on the southeastern side is not done yet. Rox is here, Accelerate, as we saw. LMV is also joining the party. Not having an easy entrance though, as they face certain casualties. Talon still in this one, but I believe Perks are choked outside of the circle. Just needing to thread that. Thread that needle was the word, but because close to them we have GODS Ultimate themselves. Costy69, the big man with the big guns, will now be in here to contest this. Down to 10 teams now, 23 players. Rox continuing their attempt to control against Accelerate. Still, the next circle will actually center over the last phase circle, so a lot of these teams will take their time to fight before making that top spot, that peak position I should say. Duxon lived another day, as we saw earlier. He almost had his night ruined, but he is here to redeem themselves. Tamiko knocked, but Accelerate will clear out Rox at 10th position. And GODS Ultimate still having a pretty sweet spot. Got some rich lines, can maybe make out of it. There's no issue, but there is still some distance to travel. They're just rocking the trio with Dictator. Now the duo needs to make further moves. Little do they know that on that eastern edge we already have I believe still the full team of SX there. Will not be an easy entry, especially when we see the side of Redox here, or Redox only having 2 bandages as the medication. As Costy finally popping into that car for that rotation is going to be such a hard one. But I do keep that faith in these players with the experiences, and that is them trying to pull up onto Accelerate. One knock goes to each side. Costy needs to clutch this as he faced the team just rushing in. That is Accelerate taking care of that. I don't think that revive will be possible. They have to make that movement now. GODS Ultimate going down at 9th position. Just crazy. 18 players only, but 8 teams in this still. And this Watchtower contest between 007 Kings and LMV. And we did see the winner being Talon in that one, but 070 Kings still got some players in here to grab those points. Talon, though, is on his own around this side, the southwestern side. The control and the numbers advantage go over to Good Game as they try to maybe finish this for 007. Osama using a little bit of that Parker maneuver, getting onto that UAZ from the outside, peeking in to the windows, but also very aware of the other angles he has to defend so that he doesn't get knocked. Good Game's down to, I only see 2 on the screen, so let's see. It seems like it's on the other side. Team 21 SX there trying to smoke a path to enter the next phase as well. And this is these two teams finally pulling the trigger. Osama using that barrel for hip fire, but the side angle has worked out for 007, and that is Osama knocked. And the second one knocked onto the side of Good Game as well. The return from the violent player called Violence. He will get into the buggy, trying to get a little bit of a window. But 007 with the side angle will take care of that business. This is crazy shift, crazy zone, just down to 8 players and 4 teams. Tarzan is still in here, accelerate with the frag, with the domination of that kill count. Tarzan here trying to get further. We all know the difference in placement points from 4th to 1st place. They have 16 kills though, and Tarzan, after living longer than he wanted in Lepovka, he is here to grab more for accelerate. The solo from 007 actually has a pretty good position until it completely closes, right? We did see there's a few more meters for Malone to cover before entering the next circle, but that little bit of a ridge there can be the saving grace, will allow him to peek and shoot to punish these teams that are yet to come in. For Men 1 Army trying to stop the other side of the rotation. Both of these teams for Men 1 Army and SX needing to come in, and that is SX going out first, but the peek and shoot, the quick rotations, the two teams stabbing each other and actually giving the win to Tarzan and accelerate. They've got that watchtower, the Harry Potter tower with the magic position given by the gods of PUBG will get them to chicken dinner in game 1 with 17 kills, and that's 007, 4Men 1 Army and SX all trying to run and gun in that last circle, all went down in a matter of seconds, and that will be the wrap for our game 1. MaybeHQ, with some fans in the chat, they did pretty well when it comes to placement. 2 kills though, they can definitely step that up. Unicorns of Love, gone down to duo in the mid game, will get themselves 5 kills at 7th position. Good Game with a decently good games, 3 kills and a 6th position. LMV went down at 8th. As a lovely observer tries to slow this down for me to just go through with all of you guys. Ultimate, the trio with 2 kills and 9th position. At 10th, we have Rox Machines with 1 kill. Superpower at 11th position and no kills. BloodFactor with the 12th place finish, but the BloodFactor is in their blood. 10 kills. Not the best placement, but some very decent frag count. TNC 13th place with no kills. PMP 14th position, no kills. Unique, no kills at 15th. And that will be me being a little bit too slow on that one. And that will be game 1 completed. Let's go on a short break, guys. Do stay around as we will have that game 2 soon. Remember, we've got a 5-minute delay. And but yeah, always good to watch these professionally observed ones. And it's such a fun one to cast. And I will see you all just in a few seconds. And we are back. It says match 1, and there's actually match 2 as we get some Miramar action going. And I was talking about that team list according to slots earlier, so I've got an update at 1. So I've got, let me see whether it's good, and yeah, that looks brilliant. Look at these, look at them go. The GODS Pro EU Pro Scrims, I should just call it, the official name, as we have this playing path going from this coastline from the south of Los Leones, basically through that Chumacera church, all the way towards El Pozo, very close to the Neo Ruins bit as well. Let's not forget this is Miramar 2.0. It's not as new because Irango 2.0 is more new, okay, newer, I should say. Oh my god, my English, man. And that is going to be a little bit of a more western playing path. Can't speak today, as we see, look at these teams over and hovering over Los Leones right now. An abundance of teams. Special X is the name of that team as X. Around that area we also have PMP Fullman 1 Army Accelerate. Very unusual drop there by Superpower onto that small island on the southwestern side of Miramar Los Egos. How often do we get to go there, as we have South Empire, UOL. Unicorns of Love is the name, taking Chumacera, as we have that first circle on that northwestern side of the map. Can't get my language down right now, guys, and so that will complement the playing path pretty well, as we have a little bit of a standoff already between South GODS Ultimate and Unique. NFxUnique on team 14 has that full team against the trio, will have a bit of upper hand, but the side of this player here, sorry, just noticing a close player around, and will just be very patient, trying not to give away any of those footsteps. Look at some of these action. Elsewhere here, I believe this is La Cobreria, I think, as we have LMV here alongside MaybeHQ. But look at this one here, just patiently waiting. Sorry will get rewarded for his patience, and that is him taking one of the gods down. GODS Ultimate down to 2 players only, Kosti and Radox. Dictator went out early again in this second game. 16 teams, 59 players still alive. Let's see what they can pull off. That is Redox just looping around here, waiting for the reinforcements to come in. Sorry, still only got that UMP in hand, but was enough for him to kill some player as he peeks out a little bit. The suppressive fire comes out from Kosti 69 from the side, and that is for getting taken down. Redox rating for that reinforcement will bait some action and movement out of Sorry, and they say sorry, not sorry, we'll just take your life, as they take a sweet revenge for Dictator there. GODS Ultimate down to 2, but has that early team kill. That is SX with that fight against themselves and PMP. I believe that is some South Los Leones action. Also bring ourselves here to Los Egos. How often do we see that? Superpower, their full team, with a lot of uncontested loot in this phase 1, but they have some distance to travel though, as we saw that early, that phase 1 circle over on that western side, on that main island. How often can you just use the term main island on Miramar? Not so much. And this is the west of Los Leones, I believe. PMP with 2 early kills, a lot of momentum, taking out 2 of SX early. As they continue to loot up a little bit more, the clock is ticking. We've got 55 seconds still until this phase 1 circle starts to close. Another 500 meters for them to travel. Should be a-okay if they just scout well. The much needed skill in PUBG if we want to play at a higher level. 4-man-1 army here. We saw some action from them last game, as well as they also share this area on the south side of southwestern side, I should say, of Los Leones. That can change soon, the side of PMP, with some rotation. Or try to come in to challenge this warehouse now. 4-man-1 army will be ready for this, I think. They're rocking the 3-1 split as the South Lobo trying to stop that side angle. Coming from PMP will first take down that car as he maneuvers out and will get that little bit of a breathing room. And that is them trying to just fight on every bit of angle, the pre-fire, everything, reflex counts. That is Lobo with the upper hand, but now gets traded by Chico. Supports also coming in, one knocked on each side. Chico trying to stop this revive from happening as he picks up some footsteps almost. I thought he would go down there. Gon has that little bit of a sweet position there, and as he rotates along that ridge on the other side, we have another player of PMP. PMP, look at Chico's health, basically non-existent. Marvel here will challenge. Gone with the 1v1 with all those players on the other side. He has the Tommy gun in hand, and that is him trying to stop that. But Gon wants to change this now. Mono with the sweet rotation on the side will almost take down Gon. Gon with that health bar is almost unseen. But look at that! Look at that side angle. That is the Overwatch from hell. It's making the side of 4-man-1 army understand. No, making PMP, I should say, understand the meaning behind his name. But Yugu get here, trying to control further. PMP having immense pressure upon them as they go out at 16th position. 4-man-1 army holds strong. Lobo, the one who started to strike at the beginning of this head-on action, will actually lose his life, but 4-man-1 army will still have that squad wipe with 3 players remaining. Got a fan from Unidentified in the chat. I don't even think is this particular lobby, and I might be having a stroke here, guys, but yeah, do go back to the servers and check. So you are watching your favorite team right here, but look at that shot. Sudor Esports is the name. SDR has lost one. Special X here. I think it's just a solo trying to control all that. Sonic with some nice shots would be him getting that kill. So Unicorns of Love also rocking a trio this game. We saw some maneuver coming from Ked on that buggy. Will feel some of those shots onto the car, but he will live no problem. Unique here. Lost Sorry, as we saw earlier against GODS Ultimate. They will have those 2 kills as they continue to play as a trio. Look at the sweet little angle through the 2 doors and a window by Savage X. I think that is one of the thing to look at as well, like for players, knowing the buildings and the map so well that they know the sweet angles. As we see on that kill feed, Sonic will get punished for what I should say the damage that he's done earlier onto his enemies. And let's have a look at Power Grid. Costy 69, they lost one early, and he is in here in Power Grid alongside another team. I didn't quite catch that. I think it should be BloodFactor, just, you know, pictorial memory from last game. The grey tag, and that is another trio. So given GODS lost one earlier, is going to be a 3 versus 2 as we have the Nick circle popped, continuing to head over the northwestern side of Miramar, the center around El Pozo itself. So all those mountains around El Pozo will be in play, and the Monte Nuevo El Pozo area has so many of those powerful spots with high ground as well. But look at the health bar of Costi 69. That is like 3 HP as he got the heal off. BF has the knowledge, and they will just surgically remove another one of the gods. The gods is down to the solo being Redox, and they will be actually blessed by this phase 2 circle. They will be on this southeastern edge, and that will be what the solos would want, to have a lot of security without needing to risk a rotation. And this is what I'm talking about, these hilly areas around El Pozo. And that is good game trying to contest this with MaybeHQ. But the HUD will make it work and will take one of GG down. But with that high ground, Cuss and Violence will still be able to find some sweet angles. That is him trying to shoot, and they are just ready. The heartbeat coming through, and will actually get the sweet angle through that window. But the trade is now maybe coming in as they put the cover fire onto Cust, and that will slow down the confirmation of that kill. Violence with the car maneuver, trying to reposition a little bit. And this is also a question that I always have. I actually don't have confidence if I'm playing this game. If I take this position, I think I'll just lose the car, have it stuck somewhere on the mountain. Wouldn't even be surprised. But this is a Damar here. Just using that red dot on that Scar L, putting so much work, stopping the thirst from coming from Cust single-handedly, although only with that red dot, putting a lot of work in with that cover fire. But another one will come through. Violence with the violent gunshots onto BDR, but Willie is there to support and revive. Willie himself, though, only got 3 boost after this painkiller and 5 bandages. So these kills, this type of consideration needs to come in. Whether you peek out or shoot, you can only screw up once, even if you don't get knocked. And that is Welly after the trade. After that revive will knock one of the enemies, but look at BDI just running in the open, kind of, and that is going to be MaybeHQ with so much trouble, right now. 3 of them knocked. They've only got Damar, the off angle that we saw earlier, still holding there, and the slope would just toy with him a little bit, just bouncing his smoke off to somewhere that might not be as important, but he will use them anyway to now retreat towards that Dacia to live longer. Good game has been having some casualties as well. Within, like, during that fight, they've lost Cust and Osama, so only down to Marco and Violence, still not giving up this position. As they find that time, they heard the car sounds coming in. Damar trying to just come in, and with only him up, he will come in for the support. Too late for Welly, though. He has gotten BDI, and BDI's backup HDI is slowly bleeding out, so that's going to be a 2v3. The side of GG saying, GG, we will take you down, as they find that sweet window of time to stop that revive from completely happening. They will take down MaybeHQ at 13th position. And the kill is also just popping from one army. Found some players of 007 Kings, and this will be some action. Also by the side of BF BloodFactor. And that is the southeastern edge that we saw, aside of Rox, their full name being Flare Rox Machines, also on that side, with Easy more split from the rest of his team. And I almost said EOL is another one. Okay, so Unicorns of Love is the name, and the Savage X is still in the game alongside his teammate, rotating along that hill on the western edge. A little bit of action and choking by LMV onto TNC, though. We saw Snake not there on that northeastern edge as they try to maneuver in. Accelerate, we haven't seen them quite a lot this game for now, as they find that position on that eastern edge. The fight that we saw earlier, that very strong hill, now helped by the duo from Good Game, still in a very strong position in this next circle. Another minute to go. We saw Rox is now trying to challenge the duo of BF here. BloodFactor showing a lot of teamfight mechanics tonight so far. Let's see if they can take this one. Only with 2 players up, they will need to face and push away the full squad of Rox. And that is some good nade damage onto Red Devil. And although they're down to 2 players, but the position of Albin and Red Devil is pretty sweet. I think is a small split that will allow them to defend each other. But given this is pretty edge, if there's a team rotating from behind, Albin may have to just preemptively put a spoke, because they're not quite on edge. Teams can go to the center as Albin tries to make it count. A good knock onto Shady, but Vodka is coming in for that support. Albin will take this time to use the ridgeline to rotate though, and as he provides a little bit with that 4 times scope on that M416, that revive will be completed. Shady back on his feet. And that is Albin trying to challenge, his position now being compromised. Rox will keep that angle, keep that awareness onto Albin's position, and will stop him from peeking again. Red Devil hasn't peeked for a while now, so maybe with a utility N2, he can also be the game changer here. Albin putting some work in, and that is Red Devil with the sweet angle, the patience and the angle. Look at Albin, they're almost taking down the second knock. We also just cheekily land a few more shots onto maybe finishing that play, and that will be Vodka gone. Flare Gun TV will get the heal up now. It's a 2v3 situation. Look at Easy with the cheeky rotation onto Red Devil. Can pinch this out, can reverse flank the side of BF. Albin still trying to make a lot of work with that side angle, trying to get more points for the BloodFactor. Look at that zone. It's a hardship. Pulling away from El Pozo completely is a hardship onto the southern side. GG will retreat away from that mountain, now taking pretty center position, but will also be in favor of these 2 teams we've been watching the past few minutes. The side of Easy now coming in and will take care of one of the 2 members, now only down to Red Devil, but they are now not alone. Accelerate has come in from that eastern side. Now overwatching this fight is Duxon and the rest of that team. Red Devil now down to his own. This shack may be all he needs to stop this, and the third party, it will come in. BF will be happily appreciating that support from an enemy team as Easy finds some shots onto Accelerate with the win last game. 17 kills as they continue the dominance in here with the opening knock onto Rox. 2 more to go. Look at that, just tapping away. Duxon with the mini 14, the second knock. Shady the last one for Rox on his feet as he tried to smoke this ridge and perform that revive. Red Devil will live another day as long as he has that trigger discipline. Not just trigger discipline, but the discipline to not give a single sound. He will be able to watch this like we are, and that is a trade going through the 1-4-1 right now. And Accelerate is trying to finish that, but the jump shot was there enough? Shady trying to make this count, but he will go down to Pikachu. But look at Red Devil here. He's trying to change this. He's trying to spoil this as he gets found. 3 knocked on the side of Accelerate by Rox and the little cheeky Red Devil there. But Tarzan is here, and Tarzan will revive his team back to full and will get them to contest alongside the 8 other teams. Another 23 players in the lobby to show their skills continuously. And let's bring ourselves to this western side. TNC had some trouble earlier, as we saw on the top right of the last phase, and they are now in here. But look at LMV. I've seen them again and again. Do you guys miss me? I have casted so much. It's not the first time that I see them take these priority positions in the circle, and predicted it pretty accurately as well. That is the only team in the circle. Of course, the scout from 007 Kings is also coming in and will grab that compound on the southwestern side. Another minute to go. A lot of these teams still got several hundred meters to cover, and they will just need to make the very decisive move as to when to frag stronger, when to kill, and when to rotate. TNC Hawk, the solo in here, will not have the circle, may not have the time as well, as he smokes himself up. The side of SD are looping on the outside. Sudor Esports want to take that kill point, and they will as they continue. Make it into the top 8 right now. 2 team kills and 3 players up. Enough to make this count. And the rotations need to come through as they find some rotating members, I believe, of Unicorns of Love. But there's Unicorns of Love making it through that one, only to run into another team, maybe, as we see on that mini map there. This compound held by the member of 007 Kings, stopping that rotation coming from Superpower. Superpower have made a long way. They have dropped on Los Egos, if you remember that, and now having some positions actually quite in the middle here. Also, watching the side of Superpower is Accelerate. They have that position on that southeastern side with some ridge as well. But actions happening everywhere. LMV is fighting 4 men, 1 army. And Savage X from Unicorns of Love will also punish 4 men, 1 army. Is a multiple wave fight as we have Accelerate the sweet spot, but will not be in the next circle. So this is the time to decide when to breach, when to go. Just look at that nasty circle. Look at that on the mini map. Whoever gets the top part of that zone, I believe the side of... yeah, LMV has the priority to that. The rest of the team will have to push through the main road, first of all, as well as coming into the slopes. Complete nightmare for them. As we see how they do it, I'm looking forward to it. They have all those experienced, well-timed smokes moving alongside the gunshots, and fight happening elsewhere will be in their ingredient and in the elements right now to make this work. Need to defy the gravity, need to twist their fate. 6 teams still. Let's see how they make it work there. Anti-clockwise maneuver coming from Accelerate. The full team actually found a bit of a position in his sweet little spot with sufficient ridge line to cover them from LMV as they find some angles onto Superpower. Superpower excuse me. Something in my throat there. I'm back. And there's Superpower just choked in that hut. Is not even in the circle as they slowly get pressured in there. The other side of LMV also having some issue, but superpower will not now be completely gone. We're down to 5 teams. Accelerate is in here, LMV in here still. 007 Kings at least got that one, but that one will go down as well. Oh, we've only got Accelerate, so a good game. LMV, I believe. Yes, Unicorns of Love, if we see our map, then look at all these teams hovering and lurking on the edge of the circle. And the reason is this, just look at the circle, man. There's no safe spot other than the ridges that Accelerate is trying to proactively claim, and that is the 2-2 split from them, and they will try to choke the side of LMV, but no, who's choking LMV is their own nade, unfortunately, and Accelerate will take that time, that little bit of sweet opportunity to just take down another one. Pikachu trying to spoil from behind, and the scout from Lynx will come through, and we'll hear the buggy sounds of Marco, and Marco will just try to peek and challenge that one. He has no position, he can't even peek any further, he's got no health, he's got no life, and that is them going down at 4th, and the look at Accelerate, is this the second chicken dinner as they knock one of the 2 of Unicorns of Love? They'll continue to push it. LMV having trouble as well. Look at the beautiful formation from Accelerate, trying to choke it. They have made it to the top 2. It's them. They've lost one, but they still have the footing now, rushing into LMV. They just made it out of smoke. They can't catch a break. There's a hidden in the smoke and trying to get a side angle. Sweet little angle looping from the outside, but that is Accelerate, making it count. And in the game 2, they will take the second chicken dinner of the night. 2 out of 2. Accelerate EU with the dominance. 11 kills right here. What some crazy action there as we see LMV show up in game 2 with 4 kills. A series of unlucky events for themselves, the nades onto their own teammates, causing a lot of pressure that they didn't want. Unicorns of Love, after losing fresh early, the duo being Cat and Savage Eggs, the old teammates into their new team will still be taking that top 3 spot. GG, I saw Marco with 8 kills, I think, so they will be topping almost double digits kill points there as we go down this list. A lot of trios in this game, most of them has gone out early, but Unicorns of Love making it count. Just look at some, we've got some fans for MaybeHQ as they unluckily went down at 13th place, along other teams that have some rough early games as well, and that will be the crazy game 2 on the desert of Miramar. I will be right back. I can't wait for more action. Do stay around, and I'll see you all very soon. And welcome back to the GODS Pro Scrims. This is game 3. Let's get some setup action. We have this plane path going from Lakawi through Painan towards Tambang. So a little bit of a southern path, but like I always like to say, the smallest competitive map, 4 kilometers times 4 kilometers. A lot of these positions will be reachable, no problem. I think with some good floating, tap mock count, no problem, easy peasy. Mong 9 as well, completely fine. As we see LMV heading towards the Mong 9 area, we have Vamp in the room heading towards Paradise Resort, PMP, 4 men, 1 army around Camp Bravo and Barn area, and heading between Mong 9 and Paradise Resort. We have SX there, but look at all these congestions on this southwestern island. Look at that left side of the map. 007 Kings will have Unicorns of Love, Gods, all of them being there. Superpower though will find another south one on Sami, but congestion around Painan as well. And 2 teams over around Chem Alpha will be side of AM. I think the name is Arabs Madness as well as TNC, but look at some contests on the trifecta as well. MaybeHQ clashing with another team already. Split from Rox on that other side, on that main island along that road between Bootcamp and Painan. But look at Bootcamp itself. We've got some contested drop as well, but let's bring ourselves into Painan straight away. That is accelerate the winners of both games 1 and 2 with the early kill already. That is them dropping alongside Unique. NFxUnique trying to live longer, but that is the second knock onto them after already losing one player. Accelerate trying to exert their dominance once again. That is links with the very heads up breaking of the door will bring Hensley down to 50% HP. And that would just be Sorry and Hensley in this one for Unique. And this is the type of maneuver by PMCO that a lot of players just need to remember. Like sometimes we're not being sneaky, just going prone, of course. And I'm talking to players who are trying to be as good as these teams, right? Knowing the limits of the peak, knowing when to go prone. Sometimes in that small room that PMCO is in right now, you should probably go prone before entering. If not, you would just get the information passed over, and people can land an easy nade onto you. So BloodFactor as well, fighting elsewhere on the jungles of Sanhok, having some troubles as we saw on that kill feed. Sorry being very patient here. We saw him doing damage, just being very patient in the past, but that will be them. Hensley has a different idea and will get knocked, so only Sorry up, and he will pass over some more footsteps as Pikachu pulls close. The rest of the team is trying to come in to support to finish the business. Pikachu, look at that beautiful angle from the side, just surgically removing the enemies from the lobby. Accelerate already 4 kills in this game. Another interesting part of the map. I'm just gonna test you, but to be fair, a lot of the viewers, because of the tier of plays that I cast, know the game very well. This is Chem Alpha for sure, and that is going to be some action between TNC and Arab Madness. Arab Madness with the upper hand. Riyadh almost went down there. That is them actually losing Oma pretty early, and no, Oma might be in the wrong slot because he's carrying a different clan tag, and that is Hypnos of TNC getting killed. And some more issues, as we saw on the kill feed. GODS Ultimate with a lot of trouble. Losing 2 at least there if it's not a squad wipe. TNC still trying to be very patient. The preemptive smoke comes out from Hawk as he tried to cross and pinch this one. The factor that can change all of this is that off angle from up the hill. Some shots, cheeky ones, landing onto Hawk down to 55% HP. Don't ask me how I said 55, I just know it. And this is Riyadh. Almost going down earlier, but we'll get the heal up and we'll continue to maneuver around this. The phase 1 circle will close after 15 seconds. Some of these teams will need to be very decisive, but that off angle will finally pay off. The information has not been passed over or understood as well as we want. Was the reason TNC lost that member, not just knocked. Trying to take something, capitalize with that position up top there, will actually get not just knocked, finished as well. Mistakes for TNC will be them down to the duo now facing the trio of Arab Madness. Rox and Good Game fighting elsewhere on the map. At least we know Easy is gone. Another one gone for Rox. Gonna be a tough one for them. Can mostly have 2 players alive, maybe 1 knocked as well, who knows, as we keep our eye on this Chem Alpha action. It's a Chem Alpha, right? I'm not having a stroke, am I? It'd be really sad if no. Okay, look at that here. It has to be Chem Alpha. I will do a UC giveaway if I got that wrong, and it's almost like my IQ giveaway at this point, and not like I have many remaining, but that is the push coming in. Hawk facing the push of the full team. Snake will actually get that heal off and will be very, very important. And it doesn't matter. After all, that is TNC going down at 14th place against the pressure and push from Arab Madness. Arab Madness, the 4 team kills from that wipe, will be rocking the trio though. And let's bring ourselves back to the other side. This is some Tambang action. I remember that here. There's SDR against 007. SDR losing one already. The other one knocked. The off angle from 007. The split right now. One in these compounds sharing with SDR. But Badam with the off angle will put some pressure on. But that is the revive coming from SDR. Look at that bait there, knowing there's one in there, but absolutely no health will be the reason of them coming in. The support comes in, but doesn't count. Wasn't enough as 007 Kings went out at 13th place. SDR, also known as Sudor Esports, now with a healthy amount of frags, 7 kills there. And look at Accelerate continue to do damage to the lobby. They've lost Pikachu though, so that will be that's really sad there. It's not even funny, I'm so sorry. But they will get 3 more kills. Duxon will get revived as well, so they still have 3 players alongside 10 other teams to continue this action. We're only 9 minutes into the game, is already a lot of these action. It's good to see this map right now trying to catch the new shift. Maybe it can go over to the northwestern island, the one that players absolutely hate, but look at this congestion of teams. Will actually have the circle being in their favor. Rox, Accelerate, SX and PMP, or to the south of Bootcamp. That Bootcamp hill and those compounds surrounding, highly favorable. They will not need to move, but I think it's pretty much confirmed the northwestern island should be out. I mean, it's still in, like certain parts of it that is held by MaybeHQ. Arab Madness, the team that we watched so much just now, will need to make some rotation on the bottom left island. SDR and Superpower will now approach that trifecta compound close to that 3-way and triangular river. It's not triangular river, I haven't seen that one, but you get what I mean, where the 3 streams of the river join together. And in Paradise Resort here, 4-man 1 army will get 1 kill so far. Not sure which team has suffered that kill from them as they continue to control. They are not quite center though, so they are scouting. Seems to be making that southern rotation soon. And this is the clash that I expected. That is Superpower missing a big window. Raspul may need to tweak his gyro or whatever sensitivity as this. That is the second knock by SDR. The trios with 7 kills with loads of momentum trying to take this 3v4 and will flush that one. Pac-Man gets revived and they are both just hiding behind there, and that is Hisoka is the name, and the rest of the team is coming in to damage. The smoke is preemptively laid out though. That is Pac-Man and the rest of Superpower with the breathing room, and will actually bait one to push into the smoke, and that will return. That will be them returning 1 kill onto them. SDR, the duo, still trying to hold this track to, and lost has those 8 kills as we spoke earlier against the trio of Superpowers. I thought they had the upper hand there, pinching them all to behind that small house. But those smokes, that is what we want to see. Just clever smokes to land. Just lay it out, deploy it earlier. Who knows whether it will save you, and that will actually save them. Lost trying to come in, but will pass on that footstep. Kendo, though, he is here to trying to punish this. Will pre-fire using a micro Uzi behind that rock, and it's another jump shot will also not be successful for now. Lost has bought a little bit of that time. Track 2 now coming into support. Look at the formation on the top right of your screen right there. It can completely... The dynamics can completely change as we have Kendo pulling away, prioritizing their position, and will be them just retreating away. SDR will lose to one in this fight, to be fair. They lost one earlier, and will get the breathing room. And let's bring ourselves back to this bit where we saw Foreman 1 Army with the position earlier, and that is a team that I don't recognize. Some vamp in that clan tag there, and this is Paradise area action as they push out to the southwestern side of Paradise, the one that we'd like to pass through if we want to push towards boot camp, the standoff between Team 19 and Foreman 1 Army. But look at that cheeky one. Asa just waiting in the grass will take the first kill of the game. Damage done to Foreman 1 Army. Just been prone in there for a while, waiting for the time to strike, and they are now on top of each other. But the cheeky return may come through. Gon is trying to do the same, but the rest of his team is having some trouble. That is Hell returning some pressure, but that is actually all of Foreman 1 Army gone. 0 man, 1 army right now. That is this team with a very messy type of a clan tag. I feel like is if they are the Soul Killers, according to the list that I got, that will be a good one as they have that position in the center. So on that top right of the map there, the zone will hover to this space between Paradise Resort and Boot Camp. MaybeHQ is still on that western island, to my surprise actually, and Superpower's trying to go there as well. Ay my yaya, that's going to be congested. Another team there, and behind them the Arab Madness is still on northwestern island. Who would have thought? Accelerate already in that Boot Camp outhouses to the northern part, and we still have some congestion as we see here. Keeping some sight lines onto Boot Camp is a trio of PMP. And as the lost one of the duos will be caught, and there is the last one almost going down to Superpower's Diesel. Track 2 only living with a sliver of health. This drawn out fight. Who would have thought that both of these teams had the same idea? But look at Track 2 taking the 9th kill for SDR. We'll find one of Superpowers, because along the side there is another team, and that is Diesel, just scouting but just crashing straight into the hands of MaybeHQ. MaybeHQ, where he is knocked right now, but there's teammates surrounding so they can maybe get that. We've seen this again. Look at LMV with that rich compound now, with that circle going over there. It will be concluded. This next circle, this phase will go over to the main island. That is Arab Madness needing to move now, approaching the Hartin Bridge. SDR Track 2 will say, okay, I'll just go back to this bottom left island and find another way in. Kendo will also have some trouble now, both tanking the blue Accelerate, trying to make the movement. One step ahead of them will be the team with a lot of vamps and the PMP trailing behind Accelerate as well. So Accelerate need to know the limits and the terrains of that southern edge of the circle if they want to continue. I would want to see them take that 3rd chicken dinner of the night. That would be crazy. And look at all these lost souls. The solos on the outside in the blue. If I'm Track 2, I would just drive around, go as far as possible. Every bandage, every first 8 counts. The other day when I was casting a tournament, I've seen one guy with 44 first aids, almost topping probably what Team Secret Jin had, or what Secret Jin, no, Team Secret themselves like to do in PMGC. We've seen those as we have this bit of clash here. Trying to enter through the Hartin Bridge is MaybeHQ and Arab Madness. Damar with that crazy look at that. If he landed that one, it was going to be mad. But I think that is the knock coming through anyway. That is the beautiful split from MaybeHQ. Having some trouble and getting now numbered around the bridge though. But that is the overwatch and the flank from across the other side. Oh my god. I don't even know how to pronounce that one, but the off angle with severe damage dealt. Lucky enough though, the size of the bridge will provide the cover for Arab Madness, and they will be back to 3 players in the matter of seconds. And this is what I talked about. The southern side, Accelerate needs to know that teams may be trailing them from behind, and it's only Tamiko on the screen. Maybe they have had some issues as he just stayed in that smoke, not just getting pushed by PMP, but the other side as well. Team 19 trying to bring that those shots in as they knock one of PMP. Yes, that is Accelerate with the disadvantage if they want to take this win, as we see Tamiko just running out of the smoke towards the southern side. Who knock one of PMP, but will actually go down quick. But that kill may come through. No, the cheeky shots from LMV's perks, stealing that one from Accelerate before they die. We're down to 16 players and 7 teams. An abundance of solo as we see this rich compound breach attempted by the Arab Madness. One gets knocked, the second one's knocked by Talon. LMV trying to control this one as Talon comes in. Will find that slim little angle. Look at him living with 5 HP. That doesn't matter. The job is completed as they have one knock. They should get that revive. They will take out Arab Madness at 6th position. As they proceed as the team with a strong numbers advantage, 4 players up along 6 other in 3 other teams. That is PMP still in the game. The solo from I think at the bottom of my screen there I saw, who was it? Using my pictorial memory now. MaybeHQ should be another one, but the numbers advantage on the 4-on-4 action between LMV and Vamp. I'm sorry, I'm just calling out clan tags. If you have a clan tag that is so far off your actual name, I won't apologize. But this team is showing some momentum here as well. They need to leave this compound though. 20 meters to go, and they have to push out and face the pile of LMV. LMV has the upper hand with the given landscape, but they are using those smoke paths to move a step forward as they come in, and that is them actually making it work. Will take down Perks, punishing Perks when he peaked, and now Venom breaching this compound, pre-firing these door, and just scabs in between, and that is the return knock by LMV back onto Team 19 as they make the push out of the compound. Pretty sweet one. Sky with the side along that ridge there. That cliff will give him a lot of cover, and unluckily not enough angles to take down LMV because they are having that high ground, rocks around, hard covers as well, and the revive will come through. That is them still having that 4v4 device almost no, not that close to going down, as we see is down to these 2 full teams, and the cheeky solo somewhere will not be blessed by the zone. And I think it should be safe to say that MaybeHQ will take the 3rd position, but I shouldn't say it too soon. We've seen what solos can do in this game. We've seen it. So hidden now, trying to be hidden in the grass, slowly scouting forward as he crouches snake through will try to pick up more audio cues. The rest of his team will take down that last one, so it will be a 4v4. That is the trigger pulled by Venom, using the molly to clear that piece of the ground, and Vexy just with the standoff, and that is Device taking out the off angle. The wide angle from the side is now gone. LMV will have the upper hand in this one. And Silent Device trying to peek, but look at that return damage. The double knock will come through. That is the triple knock. That is the 19 with the upper hand. LMV down to one player. Where is that even and will not count? LMV had the position, had the numbers, but didn't take it well enough. That is them. That is Team 19 with the 10 kill chicken dinner. They made it work. They were the table turners when the gods of PUBG were not in their favor, taking down LMV. LMV with 8 kills still at that second position. MaybeHQ, the fans in the chat earlier would be pleased to see them taking a third place with 3 players. And those are our top 3 of this one. And that is just Sanok for you. The zone toying with these players again and then again, and that will be 3 out of 4 maps done for tonight. Let's go on a short break, and I will catch all of you in the last game of the GODS Pro Scrims.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, welcome, welcome. And the wait is over. It's time to get some more PUBG Mobile action as we return to Erangel for our Game 4. And this plane path will go through the middle of that eastern bridge all the way to Gatka, basically just off the south side of that Gatka main compound, and that will leave a lot of teams on this southern half of the map. Skor, Rozhok, all these will just be able to reach. If teams like to go to Yasnaya, they will need to find a car to drive. Georgiapol, though, a lot of these teams like dropping there, as I was supporting Costi69 myself yesterday. They were in South Georgiapol, so that will be some likely action. Accelerate, our games 1 and 2 winner, now floating over the eastern main road, may go for some of these locations on the northern half of the map pretty early. MaybeHQ will take that split motor factory, etc. Arab Madness in Novo by themselves. LMV heading towards Primorsk. I've seen them go there before, even when it's far from the circle. They are very used to playing that bottom left of the map, and that will be what they do, seems like. Team 19 Vamp around Therapia, and seems like GODS Ultimate will not go for that drop I talked about. They will be around those coastal compounds. And now, in this Therapia area, we have the winners of last game alongside Superpower. Bit of split though, Venom quite far from the rest of his team, but if he just get a gun or two, they can still hold it down. But look at the opening not coming from GODS Ultimate's Redox with the pistol onto 007 Kings. And we saw that phase 1 circle as well, actually, with that river. Shouldn't call it the river, with the ocean in the middle. So parts of the southern island, military base island, is still in there. And a lot of these teams will need to come back. If they went north, just come back to the coastline. The game set. So, but like I said earlier, still wouldn't stop these teams to head over to South Georgiapol. And in here we have 4 men, 1 army alongside PMCO Esports. Unicorns of Love also trying to frag right now. I forgot which one and which team was it. The team that he killed, because if my memory serves me correctly, is a player that doesn't carry the clan tag of the team. And let's bring ourselves here is actually SDR Sudor Esports against the push of Unicorns of Love. Already lost one as we saw earlier. Now the push is coming in with the shotgun in hand. The double barrel can make crazy. Hold down at a position like this, but 2 bullets against the DBS helped by Fresh. Maybe a little bit hard as he maneuvers in and out, just leading the players. Oh my god, with a bait. Look at Track 2 with those maneuvers. Dropping down now back up to the balcony where he started with. And the side angle will actually work. And that is Fresh getting knocked as we saw earlier. Track 2 is still trying to bait this looping around. That is the side pressure eliminates it though. And that is them just trying to use whatever they have in hand. Shotguns, pistol, M16 because they're a very strong one. And that is Unicorn of Love with the clean team fight. The early Gatka drop. Agon with some sweet action there, finishing what they've started. Fresh will get revived as well. And that is Sudor Esports out at 17th place. And the standoff between 4-man 1 army and PMP will continue. Like we saw earlier, more than 1,000 meters. More than 1,000 meters for them to cover into the next circle. And the opening knock comes through onto Gon. That is PMP with the upper hand. The DP very strong early power any stage of the game, really. And that is the second knock. That is PMP with the advantage, the double knock. But there is some people trying to stab them from behind. That is actually Special X from up the mountain, from the hospital side, trying to join this fight and slowing down the push, really, by PMP. Gone on Hell, still knocked right now, not quite close to the rest of the team. But this is Special X now coming in. One onto this hill around hospital, the other two coming in from the western side. And this will be a three-way fight very soon. Just look at that mini-map there, the 2-2 split from Special X2 across the road on that west side, as we saw two more. Actually, two on the hill, one from the more southern bit, another one across the road. So it really comes down to the patience of the split members as we have some more fights coming, and that is them pulling through. Look at PMP trying to make that initiative, but getting punished everywhere. Four Men, One Army is actually the team with the least player right now. The team that didn't have any upper hand in this three-way fight. That is them losing 3 players and just down to that one, and will be very patient not to give away any stabs, but he will happily take that one. The cross from the other side by the split member from Special X will get knocked and finished straight away, but that means the position of the solo member is compromised. PMP still holding strong, will get that revive, now has healthy 2 kills in this one going to the side of Special X. It will be down to these two teams fighting. Mainly, who knows, like I always say, solos can still do crazy work. Will that continue though? Because he's going to get pushed now. He is just holding that angle with that Tommy gun now to face the second one. Will knock 2, but now finally go down. The push from PMP was good enough. As they grab these revives, they will be back in as a full team. Costy 69 and Dictator, we've seen these team just playing as trios mostly this game, tonight, and that might be the case as well for this last game, but they have been making so much work though. All of them still up 5 kills right now. I am rooting for the gods. The trio is now pushing the last member, losing around, trying to get the side angle. Look at those baits, one onto one side to watch, and Costy with the maneuver. That is the 6th kill of the game, eliminating another team that is going out at 14th place, the side of yeah, I didn't even remember that one, so I'm just gonna take that back. I'm so sorry, guys. With a sweet position as well. The Rich Compound has a lot of strengths. Problem is, if you drop here, you will have to go back north to the main roads to get cars, but around this position, the hills to just the northwestern side is a very, very strong spot. I do definitely see that. Same for many analysts, because it provides you with a lot of overview around the open fields. And that is Ked going pretty low as the side of Unicorns of Love clash with Rox. And that is the beautiful nade to put pressure onto. Wait, 11 is I don't know, the team says SNP, but doesn't matter, it's 11. This team 11 under immense pressure right now. Fresh sending in as well, just bringing that not member down to the knees straight away, and that will be the squad wipe. Oh, the cheeky snipe from the side though, onto the dome of Fresh. That is BloodFactor trying to join that action, but the full team will still be up in a matter of seconds for Unicorns of Love, as they have 8 kills to go into the mid-late game of this game 4. BloodFactor though are not scared. Look at that new circle, by the way, placing more of the South Island out of it, but it's not confirmed yet. But the middle for sure is this western side of farm, and this plateau is still in as these teams try to contest this. Look at the off angle, Red Devil from behind trying to stop all this. Look at that, another off angle. One more knock onto UOL will mean so much to BloodFactor right now. They knocked that one and will want to get another as the side of Unicorns of Love let go of fresh retreat back to those barn houses. Just no fear by BloodFactor. Taste of blood in their mouth. Taking the 5th kill. I was thinking, right, like, this position strong if you just hold the good split, and but BloodFactor will take it without any hesitation. They didn't even do it upon a knock. They know the knock will come through soon before they get here, but they push it anyway. And that is some good action between two teams with early kills. Arab Madness having some issues in other bits of the map against Good Game. But this is the position of Savage X, which if I were him, I would hold like even longer. And this fight that I mentioned earlier, it is Arab Madness 2 knocked right now around this eastern bridge, around that gas station. Good Game with only 3 players actually had the upper hand right now. Cuss only got 5 bandages, so he says, screw it, I'm just gonna come in and push this anyway. One flush, another one in front of him. But he can't go too greedy here because the last 2 players have gone into the water and come back up. But Cuss is ready as he threw that nade, almost takes down Wary, or Gary, I should say. These names are toying with my brain. Look at that second nade, almost 2 nades, 2 knocks, as Cuss continue to hold this position. The rest of the team, the other 2 members of Good Game, now flanking from the side. Cuss will come back to this gas station because they are just going to let this happen. The side of Arab Madness got that revive only to find themselves another player getting knocked again. Cuss comes back to the gas stations just to find his 2 teammates getting knocked on the other side on that flank. Did not pincer this at the right time together. Cuss pulling back, stop the potential sandwich, and now he's got no first aids. Was too far to support the knocked teammates as well, and that is once again the side of Arab Madness. Revive after revive will hold strong in this one. Look at that little maneuver there. Wary with using some car to maybe get over, and that is one over the other side, and now pulling very close to the gas station. How about this solo of Good Game? Cuss really need to frag, really need to clutch right now as he just fails, almost takes 1 down, but that will be them. Good Game. I thought they had the upper hand, but they went down. Special X will go for the wide rotation along that bridge now. I was a bit skeptical because stuff like this can happen as we have the Nick shift pulling away completely from the military base island, and we will have Pachinki in play, Potato Hill in play as well. That center basically on top of these warehouses to the east side of Pachinki. Teams will need to come in, accelerate. The games 1 and 2 winners are still holding pretty strong. The congestion will actually be on the southern side, and that is PMP after losing one player. I thought they will still hold this position strong coming into challenge. This is LMV. Folks, with the smoke to stop this fire coming from PMCO Esports. Chico is holding this by himself, but the angle will get found. SevicX from Unicorns of Love has spotted those action. And the GODS Ultimate still in this one. The trio still strong with the 6 kills that we mentioned earlier. LMB now going for that clockwise rotation on that southwestern edge, and we have the side of BF. BloodFactor pulling up onto MaybeHQ, and there's MaybeHQ with 1 knock right now, but will return some of the firepower. That is the bar with the patience. Will take down the second one of BloodFactor. BloodFactor against this hold by MaybeHQ. This is some Potato Hill action hero, not close to the teammates by any chance, and that is the flush and the nade. 2 gone and dead for BloodFactor. MaybeHQ is now sending it in. As you saw on the minimap, 2 is pushing this 2v2 right now, pushing them away. The car rotation will come in as well as support. Now the 3-1 split, now the 3v2 on this western side of Potato Hill. Those smokes will slow down the push, but look at Albin there with a very low health, and that is Red Devil not able to live any longer. BloodFactor down to only 1 player. If he find the prime time, I have seen these clutches. Let's see if he can do it. And that will be the 1 knock, and that will be his position compromised and given, and the one sending in peeking, forcing him to peek, and that will be the tactic to bait 1 with the car. And that is a beautiful fight on Potato Hill by MaybeHQ, showing what they're made of. They didn't have the sweetest game tonight, and this is a very solid mid game for them. Full team up still with some loot from the enemy team, still holding Potato Hill with 6 kills alongside 8 other teams. BloodFactor just cutting that one short. Potato Hill, when the team knows how to play it, they can hold it well. All the angles, and especially with the new bits coming in for a Rango 2.0 though. And we have this phase 4 popped. Another 1.5 minutes until the circle closes. It will go over these Pachinki fields with those barnhouses in play, and Potato Hill will be pushed to the edge of the circle. Don't forget about Unicorns of Love. They have 8 kills. We saw Fresh losing his life to be earlier, only to know that now BloodFactor is gone after another rotation. A lot of aggression from them. And let's get the round 2 over at Potato Hill. That is Lynx trying to come out and scout. Will be knocked straight away. Probably flushed like very soon as well, but the ridgeline is there to slow this down. Pikachu using that U as cover. The rest of the team is now here to support, and that is that a smoke? I thought if that is a nade. No, it's a nade that wasn't cooked, and that is them just holding on still. Lynx is still in here, but the finish will actually come through. That is Pikachu holding one side of that smoke against all those hip fire. Using that DP will actually make it work. The side angle has worked out, but the 2 other members have gone down, and that is only Pikachu against the last 2 members of MaybeHQ. He will do immense work though, knocking down a second one, flushing that as well. 1 versus 2 right now. Welly is up on that hill, so can still use the rocks and ridge line and high ground to kill, to revive and kill, and that is accelerate going down. I think the second time at 9th position, might be 8th the last game. but MaybeHQ losing one in that one, but will once again be the kings of Potato Hill. We'll need to grab this revive soon, though. Need to remember where all their cars are, because the blue zone is coming in behind them. We also see a team rotating past, but look in Pachinki right now. It will be the choice of position for these teams. But Pachinki feels like the new bits, you know what? New bits on the Pachinki fields on that eastern side with the broken BRDMs. Those can be very strong, as we see Unicorns of Love hovering over those positions. In the bottom right of Pachinki still, we have TNC, we have Special X, I believe, as well as LMV in here. One or two teams may make out of this alive. One of Special X is getting knocked, and Sonics wants to come in for the support. Will lose 50% health on that rotation, on that attempt to support. They still got more distance to cover. LMV is already gatekeeping this. And this is the type of finish where you need to know, just use the particular hay bale. Every ridgeline counts. Unicorns of Love will need to pray. If it goes over to that eastern side, southeastern side, they will have a lot of advantage with the updated Irango bits. So we have a beautiful nade onto Special X. That is LMV with the two-piece textbook holding it with that shack as well. It has to be done in terms of smoking the entrances like Special X tried to do, but the revive can't happen inside. If not, Silent Element would just thread the needle in, bring that frag grenade into that hut. Kenny is now just trying to crawl, maneuvering through the architecture of Pachinki, trying to live another day, as he is still in here as a solo alongside 7 other teams. But LMV has a sweet split. A 1-2 Perks and Talon on the top side, hidden, just holding this position on this bottom to scout this with these trenches. He will pick up that audio cue from the cars, from the gods themselves. God's ultimate with 6 kills, as we saw earlier, now coming in strong. The trio still in this game, and now only down to 6 teams. Maybe a lot of trouble for those teams coming from Potato Hill might be the reason for this distribution of teams right now. But look at this Nick circle. It will actually go close to these trenches and close to Pachinki, making Unicorns of Love's position unplayable, and they will have to rotate to this. That is Kosti trying to come in, and Hidden has made it work. He's patiently waiting in there. That's exactly what he wants from that position, and Kosti now getting flushed by that nade by Hidden. And if I were him, I would be so mad as well, just thinking, just bloody camper taking our lives. But that is also just tactical split from LMV. GODS has a position, wants the revenge onto Hidden of LMV. Redox trying to cook that nade, will try to clear that building, now held by very quietly by TNC. And if we look at that mini-map there, Unicorns of Love still have to rotate. Maybe they're waiting for any more gunshots to get that window to rotate. It's not just them. On the northern side, we have Arab Madness trying to come in as well, and they will be facing so much suppressive fire. And look at this push here. Hidden is taken out. Look at Dictator with, like, his health bar is non-existent. He just made that work. But look at Unicorns of Love now coming in on that mini-map, the southeastern entrance, as they try to use these just grass, smokes, cars. And look at PMP was sharing that side actually, and that is them going out. Maybe that's been PMP all along. No, PMP was closer to Arab Madness. Arab Madness on the northern side. Unicorns of Love still in there. The 1-2 split Ket foremost, almost into the circle, but still got some open ground there to cover 5 more teams. 12 players. Jano knows that there's someone in that trench, will try to nade that dictator with a lot of medication still with that position. Will be able to heal for a little bit until they have to make that rotation. This type of circle, this type of strats can work, can allow teams to outlive 1 or 2 teams. Jano, though, will need to rotate out 50 meters until he touches the edge of the next circle. This is phase 7 now closing. Unicorns of Love will wait for that time for these teams to try to make it out. That is Nate trying his best, but that is Redox making it count, and that is the second player of DNC facing the pressure of the blue, and that will be them going down. Make it to top 4. We have GODS Ultimate showing up in this game. Trio from Unicorns of Love still in here. Arab Madness in here still. Of course, we still have LMV losing one in that trench, and that will be Perks losing his life trying to exit, but Talon got a spot in the circle. Kept throwing those nades in, was not worrying about cooking it, but that is Talon trying to hold the GODS by himself, but the nades will just run in one after the other, and it will eventually get that kill. Ket takes them out at 4th, and then they made it to top 2 as GODS Ultimate go down as well. We're now down to Unicorns of Love 3 up still against the duo of Arab Madness. Another knock comes in, and that will be the upper hand for Unicorns of Love. Only Riet in this one, and that is the Unicorns showing up in the last game. Savage Eggs with 8 kills, the 14 kill chicken dinner to end their night. At the GODS Pro Scrims in second place, we have Arab Madness with 6 kills. The trio of GODS Ultimate will make it to top 3. Very solid work there, lads, with that 7 kills. And that will be it, guys. That is these beautifully, professionally observed GODS Pro Scrim coming to an end for tonight. And it's been such a pleasure. Would like to see these numbers go up because these are some very good quality spectators. And yeah, hopefully we'll get more of those soon. As I call it a night, this is me once again, your caster and host for tonight, Professor Tarzan. Hope you enjoyed the commentary and the stream. If you do like it and want to be very kind to help me out, do consider pressing that like button or subscribing to my channel. And that will be me done. Checking out now. Have a brilliant night and 2021. And still early in that year, so I'm allowed to say that. Okay. Bye-bye.